Today, the unemployment rate is at 3.8%, and it's been below 4% since early 2022. This hasn't happened since the 1950s. GDP, or gross domestic product, in 2023 was 2.5%, above the 2.0% trend growth rate of the past several decades. And yet, 72% of Americans say the economy is in fair or poor shape, and only 28% say it's in good or excellent shape. What's the disconnect? There is a myriad of reasons, but one obvious one is that the economic status of Americans is quite bifurcated. Federal Reserve data shows that the top 1% of households in the U.S. in terms of total wealth hold 31% of total U.S. wealth, with the top 0.01% holding half of that wealth. By contrast, the bottom 50% own 2.6% of total U.S. wealth. Just this morning, I read that 72% of Americans favor higher taxation and closing loopholes for billionaires, but this does not have support in Congress. All economists I talk to along the political spectrum state that this wealth imbalance is unsustainable for many reasons, but at a minimum, if half of a nation's population lives paycheck to paycheck, they are not consuming at the levels that they could be, and 2/3 of our economy is consumption. Often, poor households are utilizing public assistance programs like food stamps and Medicaid, yet all the talk is how resilient the U.S. economy has been. I've addressed before that credit card and auto loan debt is now at Great Recession levels, meaning many consumers are either overextending themselves or using credit to make ends meet. United Way calls this segment of the population asset limited, income constrained, but employed, or for short, ALICE. These individuals bring in too much income to qualify for any kind of government assistance, but not enough to afford the basics where they live. United Way estimates that 30% of American households meet that criteria, and it's on the rise. In higher cost of living regions, it's closer to 40%. These are the individuals who are disgruntled with the economy and with the current administration. Among other reasons, I believe social media promotes extreme news that we often want to hear, and every day we're reminded of accumulated price increases. But the structural imbalance of income is a harder, long-term fix that I wish we would proactively address so that all Americans could thrive.